Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're plunging headfirst into a topic that, well, it truly touches every single one of us, doesn't it?
It really does.
No matter where we are in our lives or careers, it's the universal human experience of dream jobs.
Ah, yes.
We're talking about those wild, often kind of hilarious fantasies we had as children, the practical paths we eventually chose, maybe, and those aspirations that still spark a bit of joy or curiosity within us today.
It's such a rich area for exploration. These professional desires, they aren't just about what we do for a living. They deeply shape our identities and reflect our core values. So we're going to explore how these aspirations evolve.
Okay.
What truly motivates long-term job satisfaction, and perhaps most importantly, what our ultimate, unconstrained dreams reveal about our deepest selves.
And these insights, they come from a really interesting conversation, right?
Exactly, yeah. A fascinating discussion that really delved into career paths, personal desires, and, even some practical ways to talk about it all.
Absolutely. So our mission with this deep dive is basically to pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge from that material, helping you understand the fascinating evolution of professional aspirations and what genuinely makes a job fulfilling, even if it's definitely not the one you fantasized about when you were 5 years old.
Or maybe even because it's not that one.
Huh. Good point. So let's kick off with those wonderful, often, wildly unrealistic childhood career fantasies. It's such a universal thing, isn't it?
Completely.
If you, close your eyes and think back, what did you want to be when you grew up? A superhero, a famous chef.
Dinosaur tamer.
Dinosaur tamer, exactly. These early dreams, however far-fetched they seem now, they're actually incredibly telling, I think.
Oh, definitely. Telling about our budding personalities, what first ignited our imaginations. It's like you said, a first draft of our desires.
What's truly fascinating here, though, is how early these seeds of ambition get planted.
It really is. They might seem whimsical, just kid stuff, but they often reflect nascent interests or values.
Nascent. So, just starting.
Exactly. Things that stick with us long into adulthood, even if the specific, the job title changes drastically later on.
Right.
They're like little windows into our earliest understanding of the world and maybe our potential place in it.
So the real nugget isn't just that kids have big dreams.
No, it's that those early, often unrealistic aspirations are crucial mirrors. They reflect our innate needs for, say, creativity or adventure or contribution.
And understanding those underlying drives, that's maybe more important than the literal job title itself.
Way more important, I'd argue, even years later.
I completely agree. And our sources, they give us some fantastic examples of this. One speaker, for instance, she recalled that around 5 or 6 years old, her big declaration was wanting to be a princess.
Oh, classic. Limited openings, though.
Very limited. But then as she got a bit older, that dream, it sort of evolved. She wanted to be a pop star.
Ah, okay. A bit more achievable, maybe.
Maybe. And she even shared how she and her friends would, write songs and perform them for their parents.
Oh, I love that. Just for the sheer joy of it, right? It wasn't about fame at that age.
Exactly. It was about the expression.
And that underlying drive, for performance and creative expression, it's mirrored in the other speaker's journey, too.
Oh, so?
Well, he initially aspired to be a professional sportsman. He mentioned specifically a footballer or a cricketer.
Right, those big dreams of playing in massive stadiums.
Yep. But then, as he got older, he picked up a guitar, got into music.
Ah, okay.
And that sporting ambition sort of shifted. It turned into considering a rock star path instead.
So the stage changed, but the core desire.
The desire for that high-energy public performance, it stayed the same.
It's so interesting seeing that connection, isn't it? Both of them had these really significant musical or performance aspirations when they were young.
Yeah, it demonstrates this shared theme of creative expression and maybe public engagement that clearly resonated with them.
Even if it took slightly different forms, different titles.
Exactly. So when we look at these early desires, the lesson isn't just to dismiss them as childish fantasies.
It's to ask, what feeling were they chasing?
Precisely. What core need did that dream speak to?
I wonder, for you listening right now, what fantastical jobs filled your imagination when you were little?
Yeah, think about it.
What silly, wonderful things did you think you'd grow up to be? And maybe, what do you think those dreams say about you now?
It's a good question to ponder.
Okay, so from the whimsical world of childhood dreams, we inevitably hit the practicalities of adult life. Choosing a career path.
The reality check.
The reality check, exactly. It's fun to look back at those fantasy jobs, isn't it? But, well, as we all know, reality eventually steps in.
It does, nudging us onto a path that often looks quite different from the pop star stage or the football pitch.
And here's where it gets really interesting, I think, because this is where our values and our circumstances, they truly start to intersect.
Yeah, if we connect this to the bigger picture, this is where life experiences begin to shape our choices in, well, pretty profound ways.
That shift from the idealized role to the concrete career decision.
It's often driven by factors far beyond just pure passion, right? Things like opportunity, maybe necessity, aptitude.
Or just what's available.
Or just what's available, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But what's truly insightful here, I think, is how resilient our core drives often are.
How do you mean?
Well, even when the job title changes drastically, successful pivots often align with the underlying desires from those childhood dreams.
Ah, okay. So finding a new outlet for the same core need.
Exactly. Whether that's for creativity or adventure or impact, it's about finding new vehicles for old passions.
And it's fascinating how our two speakers illustrate this common trajectory so perfectly. I mean, despite their pop star and rock star dreams, both of them ended up becoming English teachers.
Right. A classic example of how practical considerations can lead us down different, yet still potentially fulfilling paths.
So how did a wannabe rock star end up in front of a classroom? What was the connection there?
Well, their shared motivation is quite telling, actually. They both explained that teaching English provided them with a ticket to travel.
Ah, travel. Okay.
Yeah, and to experience different cultures. It wasn't just about taking holidays. They wanted to really immerse themselves to live in another country for a longer time.
So the job itself became a means to an end.
A highly practical vehicle, yeah, to fulfill a much deeper desire for global exploration and cultural immersion.
That shows us that often practical doesn't just mean settling, does it?
Not at all.
Nah.
It can mean finding a vehicle, like teaching English for travel, that cleverly delivers on a deeper, sort of non-negotiable core desire, even if the job itself wasn't the childhood fantasy.
That's a really powerful reframe. It wasn't necessarily about being a teacher for them, but about what being a teacher enabled.
Precisely.
And one of the speakers was really candid about why his sports dream didn't pan out.
Yeah, I remember that part.
He admitted, quite frankly, that he just wasn't good enough.
Oof. That's a tough lesson to learn early on.
It really is. But it also points to how quickly reality can redefine our options, right? It forces us to adapt and find new avenues for those underlying drives.
Or maybe it's less about not being good enough and more about recognizing where your strengths truly lie.
Interesting take.
And then pivoting to a path that leverages those strengths more effectively. Sometimes what feels like a failure is actually a crucial recalibration.
That makes a lot of sense. So for you listening, how did your own career path diverge from your childhood dreams?
Yeah, and what practical reasons guided those choices? Were they compromises or were they strategic pivots?
Now let's shift our focus a bit to the deeper aspects of job satisfaction. We're moving beyond just the job title or the salary here.
Oh, yeah.
What truly makes a job worthwhile day to day, you know, when you're really in the thick of it? Because let's be honest.
We spend a lot of time there.
We spend so many waking hours at work, more than almost anywhere else for many people.
Yeah, and this is where we analyze the core values, the intrinsic rewards that genuinely define a fulfilling work experience.
Intrinsic rewards. Like
things that come from within the work itself, not just external stuff like pay. And it's crucial to understand that these often transcend the specific tasks you perform. It's about the environment, the impact, the feeling you get.
that sense of feeling useful you mentioned earlier.
Exactly. That's a classic illustration of what psychologists call intrinsic motivation. It's that internal drive to do something for its own sake.
Often tied to a desire for impact or mastery.
Precisely. And it's fundamentally different from just chasing a paycheck.
That's such an important distinction, and our sources give us some great insights into this. One speaker placed a huge emphasis on simply enjoying the day.
Which sounds simple, but it's huge.
It's profoundly practical, isn't it? If you're going to spend 8, 9, 10 hours there, you absolutely need to enjoy them.
Definitely.
And for her, the crucial importance was having a nice team, fun and supportive colleagues.
The people factor. So critical.
It wasn't just about the work itself, but the human connection, the positive atmosphere. That's a huge factor for so many people.
It truly is. And then, on the other hand, the other speaker's primary motivation was that need to feel useful.
Right. Helping people learn English.
He found genuine happiness and satisfaction in that specific act of helping others.
Uh,
So what both examples underscore is a shared satisfaction,
okay.
derived from their current work, not just because of the tasks, but because of the positive impact they feel they have on others.
So it's that sense of contribution, that positive social connection.
Yeah,
That's what really drives their fulfillment.
exactly. Linking right back to those intrinsic motivators we talked about.
It's such a powerful observation. It reminds us that while the what of the job might get us in the door,
Yeah.
the how and the why are what really keep us engaged and satisfied long term.
Well put.
So when you consider your own work, what intangible elements like, positive team dynamics, a sense of autonomy, or that profound sense of purpose, what's most important to you?
What keeps you going beyond the paycheck?
Hmm.
Or even beyond the specific duties you perform each day?
All right, let's play the ultimate what if, the fun one.
Okay, I'm ready.
If financial worries were completely removed from the equation, like money is no object whatsoever.
The magic wand scenario?
Exactly. What would your absolute no-holds-barred dream job be now? Not as a kid, but right now.
Ooh.
This isn't about what's practical or realistic. It's about what speaks to your deepest, most unconstrained desires.
And this raises a really important question, doesn't it? Are these ultimate dreams actually about the job itself?
Oh.
Or are they more a reflection of the lifestyle, maybe the impact that it represents? Because these unconstrained aspirations, they reveal so much about individuals' deepest desires, those unmet creative urges maybe, or adventurous streaks simmering beneath the surface.
It taps into something fundamental.
For many, yeah, it taps into a desire for what psychologists call self-actualization.
Which is?
Basically realizing or fulfilling your own talents and potential to the max, living up to who you could be.
That's spot on. And for one of our speakers, his enduring dream, even now, was to still love to be a rock star.
Still, after all this time.
Yeah. He imagined traveling the world, playing music, performing on stage. It clearly highlights this persistent passion, right?
Absolutely. For creative performance, for global exploration,
Yeah.
It hasn't faded.
It's not just about playing the guitar. It's about the freedom, the expression, the connection with an audience, maybe.
Yeah, the whole package. And for the other speaker, her dream was quite different. To be a travel photographer.
Or make nature documentaries.
Exactly. She expressed deep admiration for figures like David Attenborough.
Wow.
Which points to a profound desire for adventure, for visual storytelling, and for connecting with the natural world in a really meaningful way.
Again, it's less about the specific camera or the editing software.
More about the lifestyle, the impact, the connection to something larger than herself.
So both of these dreams, though different on the surface.
They both speak to a profound desire for a life less ordinary, right? For impact, for experiencing the world in a vivid, engaged way.
Absolutely. The job title is almost like a shorthand, a stand-in for a whole set of experiences and values.
Well said.
So take a moment, you listening, imagine it. If you didn't have to worry about money, what incredible role would you pursue?
Go on, let yourself dream for a second.
And what does that reveal about your deepest desires right now? Is it about creativity, helping others, adventure, something else entirely?
What unspoken longing is hidden within that dream?
Okay, so we've talked dreams, realities, satisfaction. What does this all mean for how we actually communicate these complex ideas?
Ah, the language aspect.
Yeah, not like a grammar lesson, obviously, but more about finding the right words to clarify our own thoughts and share them effectively, which can be surprisingly empowering, I think.
It really can be. There's a real power in using precise language when it comes to self-reflection and in expressing these nuanced personal aspirations. Well, it helps us make abstract concepts feel more concrete. It allows us to better understand our own motivations and then convey them with clarity. Often, we feel these desires.
But struggle to put them into words.
Exactly. Which makes them harder to actually pursue or even just understand ourselves.
And the sources offered some really useful, practical ways to do this, didn't they?
They did. Simple things, really.
Yeah, like for talking about those past dreams, simple phrases like, when I was younger, I wanted to be.
Yeah, incredibly effective. It immediately frames the conversation in that historical, reflective context. Easy.
And when expressing current priorities, what you value now.
You could use elegant structures like, it's important to me to do something, or having a certain quality is important to me.
And these aren't just grammatical structures, are they?
No, not at all. They help us frame our values as active drivers, things that motivate us rather than just passive preferences. It articulates what truly drives you now.
Okay. And then for those big unconstrained dreams we just talked about, the money no object ones.
Ah, yes, there's that beautiful way to express them. If I could do any job, I would be.
It just opens up the conversation, doesn't it, to pure possibility without the weight of reality creeping in.
Exactly. And one other small but I thought significant detail they mentioned.
Go on.
The subtle distinction between I do a job and I am a job.
Like I teach English versus I am an English teacher.
Precisely. It's a subtle shift, but it can show how we embody our roles, or maybe how deeply intertwined our identity can become with our profession, or perhaps how we choose not to let it define us.
That's fascinating. So understanding these linguistic tools, these ways of phrasing things, it really helps us articulate our own career narratives better.
Definitely. Whether we're reflecting on the past, prioritizing in the present, or just dreaming big about the future.
It's about giving voice to our internal world, really.
Well put.
So as we bring this deep dive to a close, let's just quickly recap the journey we've taken together today.
Okay.
We went from those fantastical childhood dreams that sparked our earliest imaginations.
The princess and the pop star phase?
Exactly. Through the practical paths we eventually choose, often quite different.
The reality check moment.
Then looking at the core values that truly matter in our day-to-day work, the intrinsic stuff.
Enjoying the day, feeling useful.
Right. And finally, exploring those ultimate, unconstrained dreams we hold for an entirely different future if money were no object.
The rock star and the nature documentarian. That's quite an arc.
It really is. It covers the whole arc of our professional and maybe personal aspirations.
And as you go about your week, maybe consider this thought.
Okay, leave us with something provocative.
Are dream jobs, those big ultimate ones, truly about the specific profession itself, the title, the tasks? Or are they really a reflection of deeper, more fundamental desires? You know, for impact, for freedom, creativity, connection, or just a profound sense of purpose?
The role versus the underlying drive.
Exactly. And how might understanding that distinction change the way you pursue satisfaction and meaning in your current work?
Regardless of whether it aligns perfectly with your dream job title on paper.
Precisely. Something truly worth reflecting on, I think. Because often, the seeds of our biggest dreams, those core desires, they might already be within reach, just waiting for a different kind of soil to grow in.